answer the question first, and he'll answer the question, and
All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody please line up so you can watch this show. The show is about to start. Our contestants are coming onto the board now. Please stand behind the camera, lady, for she is trying to do her job.
All good? Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. It's the electoral debate and candidates, and it's going to be Poppy. He's going to be first. He's going to be the first one asking questions. It's going to be Phil next. That's going to be in the middle. And then it's going to be Jake to my far left in the white suit. So my first question is for all of you. First, Poppy's going to answer, and then it's going to go Phil, Jake. My first question is, what would you like to see changed in the city?
So as far as what I would like
You're
to see
sounding
change-
low, Mother Beach.
Oh, you got to scream.
Oh,
Make sure you're all
is
screaming
that,
as well.
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, sorry about that. So what I would like to see change. I think there's a lot of we got this being a tourist city. We have a lot of vacationers coming in and checking regular civilians' pockets. There's a lot of regulars here, and they get their pockets just kind of checked. I'd like to find a way to kind of stifle that process. Make it a little bit harder for some of these new tourists to come in and not bother our lives as much.
So what is exactly the... Oh, never mind.
Okay. All right, I'll continue from there then. So, of course, the change that I'd like to see, there's basics, right? Like EMS, DOJ, but those are basics, right? These are probably all candidates are probably striving for. But personally, I think business is where I'd like to promote the most. I think I'd like to have so many competing and thriving businesses that the city just starts to boom in that sense. As well, I think attitude is another issue as well. I think a lot of people would start to become disillusioned with the city, start to see no hope in their futures in this city. But I'd like to change that. I think there's some systematic things we can do to go about changing that. But I think that's going to be a long process, and I'm hoping you'd be patient with me as we go through that together.
And then Jake, your thoughts?
So many of you know that I handle 3 or 4 businesses in the city. The first business was about starting a security company, which is going to be providing a security all over the businesses in Los Santos. That's starting from anything from down to the pier to up to the fishing stands to burger shops to many other businesses in the city. In a later time, I decided also to open a public transportation company, which is Downtown Capco. And basically, this company is going to be able to offer transportation for the people in need who does not have cars or any kind of transportation in the city. Also, I'm working on investment company, which is going to be supporting the budget EMS on starting and running in the hospital, operating the medical services and that kind of stuff to, increase the medical staff in the city.
Oh, so the stuff we've already done.
Yeah, just so interject there with some context. So the budget EMS have previously been funded by myself and the candidate to my right here, Mr. Hotpot. We've I think between us 150,000, I believe we funded in the past.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Holy shit, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. And thank you guys for doing that for us.
In all my network, I've been investing up to 1 million and something on different kind of businesses to allow the citizens to have legal jobs, be more
Holy
happier,
shit, that's a big flex.
and have
But no one's
a lot of,
shit.
Wait, what?
No interjections, please, guys.
Of course, yeah. We should move on to the next question here.
Next question. So, what would you like to do? You guys have already been talking about small businesses, but what do you think is the big next step for small businesses and how you guys would like to see them going on forward? I know that we like to use the docks, especially and up in Polito for the farmers market. But what else would you guys like to see happen with small businesses, and how would you help those small businesses to maybe become big businesses one day?
Oh, that's a really great one. What we're doing is we're trying to, or what I've been trying to do is get find facilities around the city that are already usable. Maybe the construction team hasn't fully cleaned out the inside or whatever, but they're still usable from the outside. And I would like to start getting people, land deeds and such to those areas, and maybe turn some of these stalls into full business owners, and actually have a building that they can post up at and accept customers.
Okay, and Phil.
Right. So the smaller businesses, they need competition, right? So I think I'd like to artificially sort of induce that by having some sort of limit to the amount of businesses of a certain type, right? So there can only be like 5 or so fishing industries, or 5 or so food industries, and then through that competition, individual businesses with that talent who are more business wise will prosper, and then they can use the booths at farmers market and whatnot to push themselves even farther. And then once we get to the sustainable point where we have enough businesses competing, then we can start alleviating some of these limits there, so that more businesses can sprout out in the food sector, and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Ooh, yeah.
Gotcha. Sounds great. And Jake.
Well, about the small businesses, I have been supporting them for a really long time. As I'm not really sure if there is any vendors in here. I'm trying to expand their businesses as much as possible. I have been promoting them and making them, more visible to the city, and constantly like funding them, like in a way that they can keep operating and have their stuff running. So yeah, I would like also to see them getting into the shop for the mostly needs businesses that are operating currently on stands, and to see if there is any way to getting tax change to be lower for the vendors, and allow them to get more visibility and a little bit more income, not spend every single thing on tax.
Understood. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
but I think I'd just like interject there as well. I think personally, I think funding can only go so far, right? If the business itself is not sustainable, then it'll still ultimately fail. So I think with some of the ideas I have to set, I think it will help promote the businesses thrive by themselves rather than relying on the support of a third party.
Yeah, they should.
Uh,
We should find a way to
Yeah,
make them more
and
sustainable.
that's why I'm suggesting on lowering the tax for small business vendors, which will allow them to have more kind of a thing to sustain and see themselves improving and constantly gaining more.
Yeah, the issue is with lowering the tax, then that becomes an issue for our state budget, and if we can afford some of the facilities in the state, such as the power supply and whatnot.
Also,
Well, we're
thinking.
not lowering the taxes for the big businesses. We're lowering the taxes only for the small vendors.
Yeah,
Does
also
still
kind of
introduce a
thinking
deficit,
That
though.
mean
realistically, though.
everybody with the vendor license and not functional
Yeah.
business license.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's all good and all, but thinking realistically, are we actually going to be able to lower those kind of taxes? That's it's nice to say and all, but in the end, do we as a mayoral candidate or a position, do we would we even really have that ability?
Yeah. Furthermore,
I
as
Well,
well.
I don't fully think that we would,
Yeah, to
and
add
I
to
would
that
like
as
to.
well, I think people don't really start businesses because taxes are low, right? They have an ingenious idea that they want to realize, so they start a business. I don't think people say, "Oh, look, tax is low, let's start a business."
Yeah, and finding a proper way of making sure that these businesses are sustainable on their own, instead of just continuing to fill their pockets with money that we have no idea how we got, you know, they should then continue to be able to thrive and make on their own. They should grow solely within the inside.
Yeah, clearly, this is a
Well,
very
yeah, that's
complex
correct,
issue, and I
but
think we should rely on the expertise of those who have been functioning in the farmers market for a longer period of time, such as the House of Aspects. If any of the audience is familiar with the House of Aspects, they're one of the, and such as Monkey Business as well, one of the few remaining ones, and their sort of business is, you know, continuing to sustain itself, and would like to take their input. At least I would like to take their input with much weight because they've been around for such a long time, and they've managed to sustain themselves for a long period of time as well.
yeah. Also, monkey business is a very well operated business, and I heard he was having some kind of a troubles, you know, down at the pier and stuff. That's why we decided to deploy more people to protect his business and stuff, because he was kind of getting you know, in trouble without needed trouble.
Is this
in-
is this
into
the
his business.
security team that you've been forcing contracts on other small businesses?
I have been forcing contracts. What do you mean by that?
Oh well, you know, I mean,
Whoa.
actually,
I think
boys,
we're getting
let's-
off topic
yeah,
here,
let's
so-
think.
Whoa.
Let's put this is for a
buddy,
later date.
Did you just
Whoa.
accuse me
Whoa.
of
I think
forcing
we
contracts?
This
can
is
continue on to the
this
next
is at a
question.
later
Getting
date. This is at a later date. Okay, boys. Okay, I
I
appreciate you
know,
guys
but
talking and
that
speaking
was
your mind.
that was not really
Yep.
nice for him saying that I'm forcing
you know,
businesses
I'm not,
into
I'm not,
getting
I'm not the one,
contracts,
I'm
you
not the
know?
ones that,
That's
I'm not the
not
one
Okay,
that's
nice.
boys.
saying
Okay,
it.
boys.
Today
Yep.
or what?
Let's all
Can you
just
back
keep
up a little
keep
bit?
calm,
Yep,
keep it
let's
simmered
move on to the
down.
next question.
We're
yeah.
going to
Yeah,
go on
yeah.
the next
Come on,
question.
Next
Right.
question.
If you guys had
Well,
a
can you
change
back up
with
a
the
little bit?
PD,
Just a little.
or if you guys could
So she can
enforce
film.
any change with the PD, what would you want to do, and what
Thank
would
you.
you want to see out of the PD instead of what we have now?
So from what I've heard is there's
Make them wear big suits.
a structure imbalance. I would like to try and help them maybe set up a better structure for one, and then I would also like to try and get them an operator, somebody calling out for dispatch and stuff like that. Somebody there in that office. If there was somebody in that office, then they could actually, you know, take you know, reports,
Requested,
cr-
yep.
criminal reports, requests. They could, you know, there would be a better connection between officers and the rest of the civilians like ourselves, and I think I would like to try and, you know, make that connection.
And Phil?
All right, so I think personally, I've noticed that the streets have become particularly dangerous, especially with speeding and whatnot. So I'd personally like to see more, you know, traffic stops and items such as those, you know, sort of lower end sort of criminal checks, you know, just so our streets are better regulated and we can have a stronger control of the streets, because crime stem from issues such as those. So with more, you know, basic like low-end officers such as traffic wardens and whatnot, then we can get those to monitor the streets more closely, and then we can crime can get cracked down like that.
Understood. And Jake?
Yeah, so basically, I see the PD need to be handled with better training, you know, constant improvements on the departments. In the last few weeks, I have seen officers running with sirens without any kind of a, you know, code and emergency or anything like that, blocking traffic and breaking many things that are, you know, they're supposed to make citizens to obey these laws, but they're not obeying themselves. So there need to be some kind of improvement on the training on the officers who are getting hired in the department, making sure they use their equipment properly, and also exclude the people from the department who are currently writing false accusations against. I heard a few people from the city was getting jailed and stuff because they decided to put them with things that they haven't done. So yeah, I would like to them to do their job properly, to do the traffic stops, to obey the laws like to be a role model for each single citizen in the city and to help them as much as possible. If there is understaffed, there is always the chance to get involvement into the PD, but like I said, they do need to get better trained and better understanding of the system that they are operating currently.
Yeah, I think regardless though that the officers definitely need more training time because I think they're in a rush, right, to protect our citizens, and that rush sort of then starts to harm the citizens. So that's why
Yes.
I'd like to see more traffic stops, sort of lower end stuff, so they can get that time they need to become better officers, right? I don't think we should continue to, harp on and about how poor the officers are, but rather give them support, at least moral or financial, whatever, so they can continue within their training and whatnot to become better officers because they have that opportunity to, and we should extend them that chance.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Training is a good step, but I also think that if there's a no training can only go so far if they don't have the structure and they don't have a higher command and all the other officers that are like busting the other ones for doing anything that they did wrong. Then who's to say that they're not going to just continue to go out and do it with better training now?
Yeah, I agree. At the very least, they should have their sort of freedoms to explore their role as much as they can as an officer.
I
Okay.
saw this gentleman had a question.
Yeah.
We will be saving questions for the very end. Sorry
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
I think if it's a question, is it a question regarding this like
Of,
line of
of
topic?
relevance?
Hell yeah! I have questions.
Yes.
Go ahead
Okay.
then.
I'm gonna say, what are you guys gonna do to support the South Side and the projects in the economy?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so
so
yeah,
we'll first
that's
we'll go with Pop.
that is a different topic though. If
All right,
there's any questions
let
regarding
me
the
get
previous
down on
topic,
that topic. I have a question on it.
of course, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Would you guys, any of you, enforce more training rather than experiencing on the street? You understand? Like,
I think both is necessary, right? So I think there should be more theory as well as more practical. I think training it should be increased by both sides.
10-4. I like that.
Anyone else have anything to expand upon that, or
I
just all
wanted-
mutual agreements?
Yeah, that's pretty. I think we're pretty agreed on that one.
yep,
Training,
yep.
training, and structure. Better structure.
And do you have another question of the same relevance?
I do remember you. But I wanted to ask the guy in the white suit. In your concept of what you wanted the PD to do, how would you be able to enable all of those ideas?
Well, I'm gonna have a meeting with the state person, which is gonna be able to provide them with a better structure, which we're gonna sit and design into a private meeting with the PD and the force.
So you don't have a design already? There is just one to be made up soon?
Oh no, we do have a design. Just enforcing stuff into the PD is not easy as it seems like now because higher ups don't even know what's happening with mostly of their staff members.
That's
Running
crazy.
towards the
Yeah, I think
situation.
I'd like to inject here as well because I think the issue is if we become we're mayors, right? We're mayoral candidates. We're not officers. So if we
Right.
start imposing our own structure on these existing structures, they may collapse because we don't have that expertise or the knowledge of how the structures function. So I think I'd personally
That
like
was
to
the
wait
reason
until
for my question, so.
so I'd like to wait until I was in office to then impose a different structure because I'd need to learn the existing structure first, right?
Right, but the question was for the guy in the white suit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so sorry, I interjected. Apologize.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that
apologies.
we should just move on from that one
Of course,
right
yeah.
now. Okay. And one of my final questions is, what do you guys like to do, outside of just running for mayor, and who are you as a person, so these people know who you are?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm out here. I'm walking on these streets, and I live a transient lifestyle. I live and breathe these streets. I've called several different places home. There's even a place under the pier here that I call home. And I go around, I make connections, I get in touch with most every one of you, and I support your business where I can, and I do what I can to try and support you, whether it's just being a shoulder to cry on, or somebody to talk to about whatever your day was. I try to be there whenever I go in and I visit like a tequila laws. I go in and I visit. I hang out with everybody and I stay, and I'm not just running in and running back out.
May I ask question for you
Is it of
same
relevance
question.
regarding
for
that? Yes, regarding that. If you do become mayor, how would you still be able to handle some such things if you would be, super busy?
Oh, that's actually a rather easy one. These phones they're pretty magical. I can go ahead and I can have these conversations and I can have calls and I can have meetings pretty much wherever I want in the city, and I can set up anything. The whole city is my office.
Great answer.
That is a great answer. And on to Phil.
All right. So personally, I'm not sure many of you know, but I'm personally a spiritualist. So I tend to explore my spiritual side when I'm not, trying to better the city, and that involves myself sort of being zen and making sure I have good karma. For example, I don't hunt, I don't fish because I believe, depriving sentient life is may accrue poor karma. So I don't, and I try to do things to accrue good karma, such as Hapa does, just donate money to budget EMS, people like that, and I'm arranging an event sometime in the future. I think the mayoral stuff has got in the way, but something to sort of encapsulate the religious and spiritualist side of the city in one sort of group, a congregation, so to speak. So everyone in the city can have their own right to express a spiritualist or religious or faith in ever which way they want, and then some sort of official capacity they can express that as well. So I'm planning on that in the future. So do look forward to that.
Okay, and
May
Jake.
I, may I ask him
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, you have a.
Of course,
okay.
of course. Go
So-
ahead.
Of course, if it's
Uh,
relating, absolutely.
Yes, the question relating to the fishing and the hunting. By any chance, it's a small question. Are you vegan?
No, I think if it's already been, I personally don't want to deprive it myself, but if someone else has that, I can't really do much with that issue.
No worries, just question. Sorry.
Of course, of course.
Okay. And to Jake.
Okay, so I have been like busy most of the time, more than like any dispatcher calls in the PD and stuff like that with people in the city. I always do my best on sitting and speaking with everybody in the city who is, um, who have some kind of an issues or anything like that. Most of the times are also on the street, like hardworking person and trying to support and show everything to anybody in the city. And yeah, like helping people constantly and providing them with good choices, better choices, and a good place of work.
Yep. Yep. Sounds great. And does any audience have any questions?
I have a bunch of them.
Okay. So
Alright.
now we're gonna start with questions. Okay. And could you stay down there and ask from down there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, we should bring them up for question.
Yeah,
so
I will
it's-
stay
it's-
down
we'll
here.
we'll
so I
re-
can
we'll
look.
we'll repeat the question for you so that it gets heard
Across.
out of the speakers.
All right, my first question is often electricity outs when we have no electricity, no lights, and everything. What are you going to do about it? Because we can spend like hours night working night shift, in complete dark, and
Okay.
it's not ideal.
So what he was asking is, what are we gonna do if the power goes out? And it's not ideal for the power being out, obviously. And how are these candidates gonna help businesses and other people if the power is out? And what is their response for that?
Oh,
we're gonna start with Poppy?
that's a really good one. So unfortunately, with the city that we live in, we have to deal with rolling blackouts quite regularly. I wish that I could find ways to better the power company, but as far as what we can do now, I would like to get you know, these little lights that you can get for the cameras. I want to get those available in all businesses. I want everybody to have those readily available and can be set up at any time. You know, that's I know it's a small fix, but and it's a band-aid, but I'll admit it. You know, that's what we kind of got to do for now.
What
If,
about personal flashlight?
yeah. Oh, that would be a great idea.
I'll try and be quick when I hit the banks next time. Sorry, guys.
All good. And Phil?
Oh, that was the sentiment I was going to get across.
Very
Was
good.
so I don't want to make any false promises and say, oh yeah, I'll fix all the blackouts. I don't think that's feasible. I don't know if that's going to be possible. But at the very least, what I'd like to do is increase the distribution of flashlights and lamps as well. So at the very least, when there is a blackout, people
flashlights.
have the option
love
to use
flashlights.
flashlights and
So do I.
lamps to augment their surroundings. At the very least. If it's possible to pursue, reducing the amount of blackouts and whatnot, I can try, but I don't want to make any false promises.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Great answer. And Jake?
I will do my best to provide, more maintenance into the Los Santos power and water supplies. That means there will be people working, maintaining it, and providing a better protection so blackouts doesn't happen as much as often as they do now.
I have questions.
Can
Yeah.
you wait until he's, or unless
Oh, I
he's
thought
fine
he
with
was done.
answering? Are you done answering that?
Or
Or did you have more to say? Okay.
No,
Well-
no. Blackouts, like they can happen, but I think there is a way to, if you provide a good maintenance to Los Santos power and water, that's gonna be a better, thing to handle that.
Okay.
Don't happen.
And your question, sir?
So my question is, basically what you said sounded like almost a false promise because the guy right there just said that it is hard to maintain the power outages that happen, So in the case of that, are you basically trying to tell us that you will have workers at these power supply companies?
Yes, I will be seeing to hire a maintenance crew which will be maintaining the stations and securing them better, so forth, as power faults and water
So
faults
would they
doesn't
be
happen.
working as maintaining or would they be security?
No, they will be working as maintenance, yes. And
I
as
think we've got a
security
better
guards
chance
which
of
are going to be
shitting our
guarding
hands
the
and
place.
clapping.
All right.
Okay,
Sorry,
and-
I don't mean to
Yep.
cut any of these gentlemen off.
Yep.
But that gentleman back there in the back had asked a question about the south side, and I want to get his
Get that?
answered
Yeah.
before.
Anyone else?
That's right.
Yep. I
You're
completely
yours
understand.
is still
I
up.
have
Yep.
another questions though.
Oh, may
Oh,
he
yeah,
go
you-
first because he had his hand up first. I'm so sorry
yeah.
about
Well,
that.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to
everybody
forget about him.
relevant.
Yeah. And your question was?
How can you benefit the south side? Doesn't matter.
Okay, his question was, how can you benefit the south side? And first, we're gonna stop with Poppy.
Oh, that is a perfect one. I am so I've been making a few connections with some of the gentlemen out there, and they've expressed that they would like more businesses out there on the south side. It's almost like a lack of area to defend, and I would like to give them some more places, more businesses, more ways to, get some good income, get some stable income, and not have to, go about doing other things. And you can do like a recycle center or something along that line.
And Phil?
Okay.
Yeah, so following the same point, it'd be introducing subsidiaries to support the south side in the sort of endeavors they like to pursue, right? So if they want to pursue business, then they have a subsidiary to support that. So then once they branch out to pursue other industries, we can subsidize that and support that in an official capacity.
Okay. And Jake?
Well, I know there is a lack of, like I said, businesses and stuff at the moment in there. That's not gonna be easy to handle, on the state side. But things can be arranged with the time and get better, and people who are in these kind of areas get better reach out on stuff which are currently buckled up in the in other places in the city.
Can you let me go, please?
Okay. And do you guys have any questions for any of the candidates?
I do.
I do.
I have two
Too
questions
close
more.
to her there, don't you think, buddy?
Oh, that's because I have
Kinda
two more
weird, champ.
questions, so so they could hear
Oh,
me.
I was asking the men inside the orange banana for right now. I'm sorry. For
Josh, you got
their
any questions?
question. You guys got any questions or no? Did that complete it all
Yeah,
correct?
I think that's it.
Gotcha. And can I get the guy in the cowboy hat next? I'm so sorry. I just want at least everyone to be able to speak
Yeah,
once.
yeah. I have a question for the candidate in a white
Mhm.
suit. You said that you've been busy speaking to everyone. Me personally, only two people that I have seen, the two candidates, are these two. I have yet to see you around anywhere. Where are you usually around, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm everywhere. You can find me here at the pier, down at the fishing stand, up at the city hall, at the apartments. Going and talking to different people, like into the areas that south side and that. Um, so I'm literally everywhere in the city, driving non-stop constantly for about maybe
Stealing
12,
podcasts.
12 hours a day, and trying to, speak to everybody who needs about anything.
Okay. Okay. And does have any more questions upon that at all, Mr. Cowboy Hat?
No, because I work at PDM and
Mhm.
I speak with everyone, and honestly, I've never seen you. I'm usually around all the time, and I just
You have never
Okay.
seen me PDM.
no, I've never seen you say. So you say you're
Maybe-
like everywhere, so I was asking
I
like,
think
where
I thought
are
you
you?
guys
Okay.
kicked out of PDM, didn't you?
Maybe you have saw me with a different uniform, but yes, I'm at PDM most of the time.
I'm pretty sure. Okay.
Okay,
I
let's,
don't want to. I
leave
don't
it
want to
at
call
I
him
was
out.
at PDM just
Let's-
before and I didn't
Let's
see you.
leave that.
I called
Let's leave
Cap.
that out. Let's keep it
Keep
to
it
ourselves.
professional.
Yep.
Come
keep
on.
it. Keep it there. Appreciate you guys
Please.
all having your inputs, but please don't and please wait. And
Okay,
does anyone
right.
else have any more questions until the man in the, I guess the
Stunt driver.
yeah, the stunt driver
stuntman.
outfit.
This is our debate now.
Okay. So no one else has questions.
I have one last question for
Ooh, walk
Mr.
it
Poppy.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Poppy, you see your other candidates here. Does it intimidate you at all that they are a little better dressed than you at the moment?
Oh no. So I've gone in several times to the clothing store over here, and you know what? It's kind of a funny thing. They always tell me I'm too pedestrian to try on any clothes, and well yeah, I would like to have a nice suit every now and then, but I kind of like the way I look. It's it's of the people. I'm not out in full white. I'm not trying to be super
It
fancy.
looks like all
I'm
the
just-
people have suits.
Yeah,
Well,
but
most of them.
I
Anyway,
gotta.
that was the one part of the second question is basically with the insinuation of you bringing,
The
you
fuck
said
just happened?
yourself into all types of talking and everybody with meetings and stuff like that. What would be like your first pinpoint meeting that you would do as soon as you sit down in chair of mayor?
EMS getting them registered.
Okay.
That
And
will be your
we'll
first
actually
insight?
ask that question for
I put it
everyone.
that for
When are
everybody
we
else.
getting EMS?
Oh yeah, is this man
As
actually
soon as I
okay?
can.
Nah,
Is this
nah,
man
nah.
okay?
She,
We need EMS.
So-
This is a real problem.
For blue and pink.
May someone be able to help this man?
Yeah, of course. So EMS is like EMS and DOJ are obviously the picks to get in this instance. So
All right, guy in the white.
Wait, no cap.
Yeah, I say that
that's why we need EMS.
from my point of view,
saygılar abla.
EMS is a very priority on top of my list. On top of my list, I have been seeing ways to sort out because a lot of people in the city currently they know that there is no EMS staff operating in Fieldbrook Hospital, and that's just it's not operating at all at the moment. So that's on like my first priorities, which
Okay.
I should deploy.
I mean,
in the city.
myself and the candidate to my right. So we've been tackling some both ends. We funded the budget EMS initially, as well as we started a law firm who recently had our very first bench trial recently as well. So do look forward to more in the future.
Hell yeah. Good shit.
Sarah over here, she had a question.
Yes, this lady right over here in the
You
casino
recognize
outfit.
me, even in my horrible outfit. Thank you.
Of course I do.
To be fair, though, actually, you've kind of covered what I was going to ask. I was just going to give you the opportunity for the people that didn't know, just to explain what you plan to do with the EMS and with the DOJ, because it was mentioned at the beginning, but you didn't really have the opportunity to explain what you wanted to do.
Oh,
so I was
yeah.
just, wondering if you could explain that for us all.
So what I'd like to do, right now we have budget EMS. Even Sarah here with the camera, she's a budget EMS. And we're trying to get them in the door. We're trying to get them certified so that they can actually start getting calls and they can start getting everybody up off of the ground. You know, that's definitely priority number one. Certification should be coming very soon for them, I hope. Then as far as DOJ, I would like to be able to get a judge, that stays in this county quite regularly, and we constantly seeing them. That's going to be a lot harder one, so I won't make a promise that way. But in the least that we can do is get, a full roster of lawyers out there. We can have prosecutors and defense attorneys, and everybody can be defended. That way.
Okay. Sounds great. And do either one of you have
I
anything
think so. I think the other
go up on
candidates
that?
offer. Well, I think we'll all offer similar, answers
Yeah.
in this instance. We all want them, obviously. But I think my personal difference, it's the rest of the candidates. I want like EMS and whatever to be able to express their freedoms when in their creative aspects, right? So they can use like Viceroy to do different types of research, experiments, whatever. Sort of branch out in the usual role and be able to do more. I think is one difference I want to make.
Oh, sounds great. And for you, Jake, anything to add upon that?
That's a ladder system, though, I should say about that. So from what I understand, you're saying here is like that's going on a ladder system. It's not something that all the EMS should be available in doing. Depends on the experience of the person.
I think he was trying to say that people with more experience with EMS should maybe like be spread out. Maybe is that what you're trying to get at, Jake?
Yeah, people with more experience, yes, and there is a ladder system which every single department, not only EMS but PD and all the that structures they follow. So I mean, from what I understand, he's trying to open everything for one rank or something like that.
Oh no, he's saying he wants more creative freedom for some of our EMS. They should be able to, instead of just being stuck into one
Pillbox immediately.
position.
Yep.
Yeah, instead of just being stuck at one position, they should be able to do like counseling and rehabilitation
Exactly.
therapy.
I
And stuff
don't
like
want
that.
them to burn out, right? I want them to be able to enjoy and express themselves within their capacity, official capacity, right?
Yeah.
I have
that's
experience
a
in the past as
different field of
EMS
the job.
and as a doctor, as a former doctor myself in this county. This is an issue I encountered as well. I wanted to explore rehabilitation in the past and whatnot, but things didn't turn out the way, and it became very dull and dreary, right, with the usual antics and whatnot. So I don't want our EMS to suffer the same way I did.
Oh no, I mean every job is have its pros and others doesn't. But rehabilitation, putting specifically on the EMS is gonna be it's gonna be difficult because people to get their certifications, they need to do a lot of training and stuff, and constantly improving their selves in the field and getting promoted and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't really mind if
that's
it's
a
difficult
different
because
department
it's
of the
necessary,
job.
though. That's the issue, right? Just because it's difficult doesn't mean I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, but
I think it's necessary.
It's not that what I'm saying. Like, let's say psychiatrists, psychologists, and all of that stuff. They are different people, different pros, different knowledge on the stuff. Like, there shouldn't be a person with no experience trying to be a psychiatrist somewhere else.
Oh, I don't think he was
Of
saying
course,
that at
yeah.
all.
I'm not saying that though. I'm not saying that.
I
Obviously,
think he's
everyone
just
should be
saying
trained.
that they should be able to experiment out, just not be able to. So let's say if someone did have like a mental disorder, they could maybe try to help them and try to not mental disorder, sorry, but like a drug addiction. Sorry.
What?
Sorry for the lack of layman's, but like a drug addiction. Maybe they can have rehabilitation, and maybe they can help that. I don't think he's saying by any means that the EMS like is just like there's gonna be one person doing everything. I think that he's just trying to say they're just trying to spread out. Maybe have like a helicopter for the EMS
Exactly,
as well.
specialists as well, right?
Yeah,
Like,
just
I
specialists
don't
upon
want
their
them to
fields.
all fall into one
Oh yeah,
category,
well,
one role.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there is a specialist in a specific field for what they're doing. Like, there is a structure and ladders going on.
Yeah, I think we're arguing semantics at this point, so we can move on to the next
so
topic.
we're gonna to the next one. And you had another question, sir?
I have two more questions actually.
Okay.
My next question for you is related to this because there is one person which is usually a show owner. She's
You might
Leah
need a
Strong,
cough
if I'm not mistaken. And there is small issue that is not living in this county anymore.
Oh, you mean
From what I
Miss Leah
heard,
right over there? She's right
she's
there.
usually in the green city.
She
kind
is
of
right
hard
there.
She's right there, my good sir.
Yeah, can I finish? It's
Mhm,
kind of
sorry.
hard to get stuff approved and
yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, no,
when,
I would
she's
like to-
flying back and forth. In
I
cities.
feel that so I've it's definitely some large shoes. She has some large shoes over there. And I feel like none of us are gonna actually be able to fill those shoes, but to be able to
that's not our
alleviate.
ambition, I imagine.
Yeah, to be able to alleviate some of that, or maybe even be a filter for like a go-between, so that some of these things can kind of get approved a little bit easier. Because I imagine there are a lot of because this is a tourist city. We probably have a lot of people coming in and being like, oh, I have this idea for a business. I'm ready for it to be made. Make it. And she needs a filter for those things. And I would that's something I would like to provide, and I think it would actually speed the process along.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for Phil, would you like to add anything upon
I
that?
mean, there are already existing things that can help alleviate that, such as the county clerks, right? I just like to promote that. So, like, it's not a simple solution, right? There's not a simple answer to this question. So, I think with time and context, sorry, I think we'll be able to get a better answer to this. So, I'd like to keep this on the table for now because it's not a simple issue, not a simple answer.
And Jake, would you like to add anything upon that?
No, not really. Like, it's the stuff that he already said about it.
And do you have another question, good sir?
Yeah, my last question is about how purchasing them because I've been in the city for a few weeks now and I was looking to buy some house or something where I could live peacefully.
Oh yeah,
But
houses.
it's pretty damn hard to find something that is for sale because you always have to come to the house, and check on your.
So on the houses front, so if anybody didn't hear, he was asking about
can I
houses.
finish?
Oh wait.
please?
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I thought that
sorry.
was
I
finished.
thought,
So,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I would like to ask if there would be like option of having a like website with depending on which house is available where or auction event once a while where houses will be auctioned off people and
Oh.
ability to sell a house from people because right now whoever owns it he just owns it and there is no market for it.
Okay.
All right. So how making houses available and being able to easier to find, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
that's-
yeah. So as far as like the availability of them, this is something that I'm gonna have to contact with higher ups about things. But I've been finding out that there are a lot of folks that have gone on a permanent vacation and probably aren't ever coming back to the city, and they
Yes,
have
exactly.
houses and warehouses
it's already been
and
addressed. Those houses
cars
already
and
been
stuff.
put back on the market.
Oh, have they really? Okay, well
Yes.
that's perfect.
Yeah, the issue is that we cannot see the market.
So
see it on the
you can
MDW
see
at
the
City Hall.
MDW. Yep. If you look up the street, if you guys look at the street name or like in the general direction, so like let's say you want to get a thing on Joshua's Road, you type in Joshua's Road and the MDWs underneath property, you could actually like see what available properties are on that road.
Yeah, that's pretty bad system to be honest.
You need to understand, trying to have things changed that aren't even changed somewhere else
It's hard to do.
doesn't even make sense because that's just how it is, and we just have to live with it.
Exactly. It's a complex issue, and there's no simple answer here. I realize you do want it to be simple, but unfortunately that's not the case here. I do apologize for that, but that's not just the cards we've been dealt, right?
I'm just asking you if you like to explore the issue, or if.
No, of course
it's
we'd
not-
like
not-
to. Of
not
course,
viable.
civil forfeiture is something we would like to work on, but of course, it's something I don't want to make a false promise on because I can't guarantee
Very
anything,
true.
right? But I do need to apologize here again because I need to get going. I do apologize, but I will have to. I think I do apologize. Sorry, I have some a pre-arranged appointment. I do apologize for that. So I need to go now, but I do appreciate the time.
Appreciate your time, Phil.
Good job, Phil.
Thank you. But you can. I imagine you do want to continue with the other candidates, so I do apologize for this again profusely. But I do need to go here. I do apologize.
No challenge.
Can we get a round of applause for Phil?
So I think since Phil had to step out, I think we're gonna probably try and wrap it up here.
Yep.
I
have one final question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, make it quick.
This is for Turkey Head. Will we be making votes today?
No. That's,
No. This is
Wednesday.
this is just a debate,
Alright,
just to
just
see
asking.
what every single candidate is about and who they are as a person and exactly what they want to have done, change for the city, and what they want to do in the future for the city, for the people.
Perfect.
Yeah. Again, thank you all for coming out. I really do appreciate it. You all have made this this evening so much more wonderful. Just seeing all your lovely faces out here, I really it warms my heart. It really does. This many people together in one place, I don't think I've seen it in quite some time, and I really do enjoy it. Thank you all so much.
Hell yeah!